Hi there, my name's Ben from Bright Network, and this is part of the how-to series that we're currently doing. And what I'm going to focus on in this video is application forms. So they're at the start of pretty much all graduate job or internship processes. And what it would be is you'll be asked to maybe upload a CV, or if not a CV, actually upload parts of your CV into kind of their sort of application tracking system. And also maybe a cover letter or application questions. So with a cover letter, usually maybe a page long, kind of describing kind of why you want to work at the firm, why you'd be good at the firm, and why the firm kind of really appeals to you. Or if it's an application question, you might be asked questions like, why do you want to work in this role? What excites you about the firm? Or even something maybe around commercial awareness. So something around sort of, what is commercial awareness, or name a business story that you're following and how does it impact on the firm. So what we're going to do is give you some top tips to kind of really make sure you're standing out, because it's so many applications per graduate role that you really need to stand out at this initial stage. So my first tip is make sure you're being very concise to the firm that you're actually applying to. So look at their website, look at their social media, which is really, really great, because that's the stuff they want to be shouting about, they want to be known for. So it's really good to put in sort of application forms. And also meet them at events. It's really good to kind of get a bit of one-on-one time, really know what they're looking for, and make your application as personal as possible. So when you're doing the questions or writing a cover letter, you should be able to, a good tip is you should be able to blank out the actual firm name throughout the application and still know which firm you're applying to, because it'll be very, very specific and actually very different from all your other applications. If you just apply en masse with all the same sort of answers, same cover letter, you're not going to get very far and it'll stick out like a sore thumb. So everything has to be provable. You want to show all your great skills you've got in your cover letter or application questions, what you've developed. But it's no good saying you're passionate or you're analytical. You have to actually prove that you are. The best way to do that is actually link all those skills to kind of roles that you've completed or experiences that you've had. That way the firm knows exactly how you've been able to pick up that skill, how you've developed it, and also kind of the outcome you've had from sort of deploying that skill set that you've kind of learned. You need to make it really, really personal to you. And actually the best way to do that, if you imagine like the website, everyone's got access to the website, everyone's got access to social media, it's really good to check them and start building up an understanding of the firm. However, the absolute best way to kind of make it really personal is to actually meet the firms face to face. So what I recommend, have a really good one-on-one chat with them, work out what events they're going to be. They'll be at your campus, they'll be at different events around the UK, including Bright Network ones. And what I'd do is meet them, make sure that you kind of take a business card, add them on LinkedIn. Hopefully you've had really memorable conversations, and when it does come to your application forms, do feel free to name drop. So after meeting X employer, Y firm, I was really, really keen to hear about that department, really passionate about it, and that's why I'm applying. My fourth point is think about word limits and how many words you're writing. So for application questions, they'll usually put kind of a word limit. If you are way under that limit, what I would do is rethink your answer, make sure you put some more in, because that's kind of a guide of how much you should be writing. However, if you're just a little bit under, don't start waffling just to go up to the word limit. Just cut it there, and if you've got a really good answer, it will always be a good answer, whether it's a few words under the limit. If it is a cover letter and they're not asking for questions, make sure you keep it to a page. You don't want to be waffling on for a couple of pages. Make sure you keep it concise. Why the firm, why you, and why you have a passion for the sector and role that you're going into. My fifth point, and probably the most obvious point, but it is definitely worth mentioning, is pay attention to detail. They receive so many applications. These top graduate jobs, they receive so many applications. And if you haven't followed the instructions through the application form, or you have grammatical errors, they'll often put your application straight in the reject pile without even sort of looking at all the kind of skills you got or everything that you've kind of done throughout your time at university and school. So do be really careful. If you're going to put loads of time into it, it's worth putting that extra little bit of time to check it thoroughly. So thank you very much for joining me on this kind of how-to session on sort of application questions, application forms. If you need any more advice, make sure you head to the Bright Network website, and then there's plenty more videos to come in the how-to series too. So do take a look at those. And thank you very much.